I never dreamed when I started out playing cricket when I was 15 or 14 that I would end up as a 64-year-old being able to play for Australia.
Who would imagine in your 60s you're over in England representing Australia? I mean, that's just fantastic, isn't it? It's the boyhood dream 60 years later.
They were selected from across the country to don the famous Baggy Green and play in an over-60s tour against England.
I played club cricket until I was 62 and had about 3 or 4 years off, and then I heard about over-60s cricket and made a comeback.
Over-60s cricket began in Australia in 2006 and has grown to 5,000 participants. With an ageing population and the baby boomers' never grow old attitude, that figure is expected to rise.
When my father was 65, I thought he was very old. He'd been retired for quite a few years and he'd worked hard, and I think even in one generation there's been enormous change.
I'm 67, I think my dad is 67, he wouldn't be able to run across the room. I mean, that's just the way it was. They were old men at 67.
They tell me 60 is the new 40, but with more free time.
From the inside out, it doesn't feel any different to being 45, from the inside looking out.
The fact that you play as a team and you make a lot of friends, and being off the field with your teammates or even practicing is just as good as a match.
It'll be sad when you can't take a wicket, but I do enjoy that, and I do enjoy the contest. And I think that the rivalry that's there, I mean, it's a competitive sport.
Oh no. Sorry. One of our batsmen just fell over and got run out. Bum.
The team played 18 matches in 4 weeks, but they were well prepared.
Running and bike riding, little bit of gym and just solitary training in nets.
You know, run 6 runs, I go and throw myself 20 catches, run 6 runs, throw myself 20 catches. People look, who's that silly old so-and-so running around the park?
Despite the gruelling playing schedule, there were no serious injuries, just a lot of money spent on deep heat and strapping tape.
I've got a lot of sore things, including the arm. Sometimes I think I'm a right-hander, and sometimes I think it'd be nice to change to left hand because the rotations I've done a lot of work.
Brian hasn't missed a season of cricket since he began playing at the age of 13. Kingy, on the other hand, only started playing at the age of 60.
A couple of nephews and nieces who follow cricket, one's an 8-year-old, he just tells everyone, my uncle, he plays test cricket for Australia. Then he sort of drops his head and said, in the over 60s.
I know my son is particularly proud of me and a little bit jealous because he hasn't had the opportunity, and I just kept saying to him, look, Matt, you'll get your time, just keep playing.
Australia finished the tour with a 2-1 series win against England for the first time. They arrived here as strangers and will return home as friends until they meet again at the National Championships. But what happens when they turn 70?
I think I'll keep going. I'll have to speak to my wife.
Next year, well, I might make myself available for over 70s and see what if there's any games for Australia in over 70s.
Perhaps I might like to play till I'm at least 80, 85. If I could do that, I think that's a great innings.